So I hope everybody's well. I wanted to record a video today about being in balance, and it's something that's been coming up a lot in discussion. So what I thought I'd do is I'd record a video about this and really just offer and share some insights as to what I found. I've noticed over the last couple of years that I've been absolutely busy, running up and down the country, doing talk after talk and across Europe and what have you. And what I found in that time was that I was so focused on this whole doing talks, putting out content, that a lot of my personal relationships suffered, my friendships suffered, and I found myself generally completely and utterly out of balance. Recently that was really brought into sharp focus, and what I started to find was happening was that I started to kind of sense back off from things, and as I was backing off from these things, I was starting to see other aspects of my life because I'd so narrow-mindedly focused on one aspect of my being, so to speak. The outcome of that, and it's something that I'm still going through, was that I started realizing that there were other aspects of my life that I'd completely neglected: social life, family, personal relationships, and it left me in this place where I was pretty one-dimensional. And as such, I wasn't really doing justice to any aspect of my life. In seeing that and backing off, what I started noticing was that I started seeing more. This field of consciousness, this field of perception started opening up. And I saw that I was able to do more in my day. I was able to, in a sense, put boundaries into different aspects of my life, categorize my life as my work time, my home time, my leisure time. And as such, was able to do a lot more. I've also found that it's really helped my work as well, because I'm now realizing that I seem to be, in a sense, moving away. And as such, there seems to be a deeper understanding of what is and the subtleties and the energies and what have you. And it is something that I'm being led to do. It's not something that's being done consciously. But what I'm realizing is that we can have our cake and eat it too. I think sometimes in the whole spiritual community, what happens is we're so focused on wanting to wake up. We're so focused on this idea that I'm going to wake up, that we're spending so much time listening to talks, going to talks, really, deepening our inquiry. And I think it becomes a case of we almost, in a sense, burn ourselves out, or we overtrain, so to speak. And what we find is our efforts become less efficient. Our efforts become, they literally just start going the other way. We feel that the more we watch, the more we come to talks, the more we discuss this stuff, that we're making progress. And sometimes what we find is taking that well-earned break and getting away from all of this can really help us see this with new eyes. And like I said, what I've noticed is recently this whole idea of balance has been coming, this whole idea of families. I mean, I was at a funeral last night, and it was this huge Pakistani family that I know, and what was really amazing was how everybody was really interconnected, and everybody was catching up with each other. It was a sad time, and yet I could really see, the joys of being in a family unit. And like I said, the last couple of years has seen me pretty much like a lone wolf, running up and down the country and across Europe, frantically talking to people. And I'm now finding that sometimes that isn't really the way forward, and sometimes the smaller things like relationships, family, spending time with those that you love can offer us as much insight, but we miss that because we're too focused on wanting to go free or wanting to be enlightened, and not realizing that sometimes just being in the company of just ordinary people doing ordinary things can offer such incredible insights. I had some beautiful conversations last night. But I wasn't really there for that whole purpose of, I've got to talk about this stuff, or, it's all about, truth and reality. It was just really joining a family in their sorrow and really being present. And I think sometimes what can happen is when we're so involved in this, we start seeing everything through the prism of this self-realization or a pointer. Like sometimes I talk to people and, you'll hear the words like, oh, well, what's happening and who's doing this? And it's incredible because you take this beautiful thing called life, this beautiful idea that is you, this huge expansive consciousness, and trying to fit it into a pointer. And then what you do is you create barriers. So you're looking to eliminate separation and instead separation comes in because we start feeling and thinking and acting a certain way. And I think separation can be good if it allows us to put boundaries into our lives and allows us to be able to shut off from certain things occasionally. But I find that a lot of people just get so obsessed by this. And like I said, I mean, you know, I'm guilty of that as well. But what I'm now finding is this is great and it's absolutely wonderful, and I so enjoy doing what I do. But I'm starting to find that there are other aspects of my life. I'm starting to find that there are other things I can do. That to really live life fully and richly, it's not just about sitting there thinking about this all the time or watching videos obsessively. That life is beautiful, that maybe we should go out and take that walk and see those trees and enjoy nature and be with people who just want to talk about whatever's happening in the world. Whether it's the latest movie or, I don't know, the latest restaurant that's opened up or a club or what have you, and allowing ourselves to be open to that instead of believing that, oh, because we're so spiritual, that, you know, that we're concerned with something higher. And what you find is when we live from that place of balance, it's in a sense almost stepping back and really seeing your life in a much more expansive way. We find that there's ease then. There isn't really that pressure then to want to wake up. And consequently, what we may find is that there's deeper insights. And by stepping back from this, by trying to, in a sense, take that desire and just like lessen it, so you may find that you realize who you truly are. And it doesn't have to be a struggle. It can be as simple as just being in life, being in the most ordinary things and allowing insights to come up as and how they need to. So that's where I seem to be at this moment in time, and I'm finding that I can do more, see more. I can also see what a complete bore I've been as well, and it's allowing me to kind of go back and have conversations, and really it's deeper my understanding of this thing called spirituality as well, because I'm finding that sometimes 99% of this can be complete and utter fluff, but we take it so seriously. So in a sense, it's a blessing. Please do try it. Maybe, you know, stop watching so many videos, stop obsessing about this so much, get out, get a bit of fresh air. See that there's other aspects of your life as well that, you know, you can get involved in, and that they may be just as valid and offer just as much insight. And please don't hear that as a technique. Please don't hear that as, well, Zahir's just said, well, you know, I could do it this way. Please don't say it like that. Literally just go out, see what happens, and just live. And what you may find is, as you come into that center where you realize that you're not just a seeker, you're not just a teacher, you're also a husband, you're also a father, you're also a brother, a cousin, a nephew, you know, and you may find that you can occupy all of these roles, and that each is so rich and it offers such an opportunity to us to know who we truly are.